All right, let's just cut to the chase and kick off this explainer with a harsh, undeniable reality. You are currently drowning in tasks. I mean, it feels like no matter how fast you work, you're literally never going to get caught up. And honestly, that's exactly why we need a totally new battle plan here. You just can't solve your time management problems by trying to run faster in a chaotic maze. We need a real strategy. So, to stop procrastinating and actually get the right things done, we're shifting from chaos to concrete action. Our playbook today hits 5 steps: meet your frog, set the table, plan every day, the 80-20 rule, and finally consider the consequences. Now, this whole explainer is drawn straight from Brian Tracy's brilliant, internationally best-selling book, Eat That Frog. These principles are specifically designed to help you pinpoint your absolutely most important tasks and, more importantly, launch directly into them without second-guessing yourself. All right, step 1, meet your frog. Let's talk about tackling that biggest task. We're starting with this famous, slightly gross but highly effective quote that's going to completely change how you view your mornings. If the first thing you do each morning is to eat a live frog, you can go through the day with the satisfaction of knowing that that is probably the worst thing that is going to happen to you all day long. And you know, this perfectly illustrates the core rule of our productivity playbook. Your frog is your absolute worst, heaviest, most daunting task. The rule? If you have 2 frogs, eat the ugliest one first. Don't sit there staring at it. Treat it like a personal challenge and really resist that overwhelming urge to just knock out an easy task instead. Now, what's really fascinating is what this ugly little creature actually represents in your daily life. It's not just some annoying chore you've got locked away in the back of your mind. It's literally the key to your success. Basically, your frog is that one massive task that you are incredibly likely to put off until tomorrow. But, and this is a big but, it's also the task that will have the greatest positive impact on your life and your results. And here's the crazy biological part. When you conquer this task first thing in the morning, your brain actually releases endorphins. You get a natural high. You feel more confident, more creative, more powerful. You can quite literally build a positive addiction to that feeling of success. But to lock in that amazing endorphin-boosting habit of actually finishing things, you need to master 3 learnable qualities: decision, discipline, and determination. First, you have to make a clear decision to develop the habit of task completion. Second, you need the discipline to practice these principles over and over again. And third, back everything you do with relentless determination until this habit is absolutely hardwired into your personality. Which brings us to step 2, set the table. Because honestly, clarity is everything here. Before you can even identify your frog, let alone eat the thing, you have to have absolute clarity on what you're trying to achieve. Vagueness is the absolute enemy of action. So let's march through this super streamlined formula for goal setting. It all starts with the magic of thinking on paper. Seriously, an unwritten goal is just a fantasy. It just leads to confusion. You've got to decide what you want, write it down to make it tangible, and then set a hard deadline. After that, build a list of everything required to get there, organize it into a plan, and, this is the big one, take immediate action. An average plan executed vigorously is infinitely better than a brilliant plan where you do absolutely nothing. And finally, resolve to do something every single day that moves you forward. Literally, never miss a day. All right, moving on to step 3, plan every day. You've got to think before you act. Let's look at how this actually fits into your daily routine, because taking action without thinking first is a huge source of massive problems. The golden rule: always, always work from a written list. You start by brain dumping everything into a massive master list. Then you filter those tasks down. You pull items into a monthly list, then a weekly list to plan your week out in advance, and finally, transfer those tasks down to your specific daily list. And hey, here's a quick pro tip for you. Make your daily list the night before. Your subconscious mind will actually chew on that list all night while you sleep, and you'll often wake up with these brilliant ideas on exactly how to tackle your frogs. Now, this massive number you're seeing, the 10-90 rule, this is a total game changer. It means the first 10% of time you spend planning and organizing your work before you start will actually save you as much as 90% of the time in execution. Think about that. Just 10 to 12 minutes of planning your day can literally save you up to 2 hours of wasted time and fuzzy effort later on. Next up is step 4, the 80-20 rule, or as it's widely known, the Pareto principle. We're shifting now from how to plan to exactly what you should be focusing your energy on. using this brilliant economic concept from way back in 1895. It basically shows that just 20% of your activities will account for a massive 80% of your desired results. So, if you've got 10 items on your to-do list, 2 of those items are going to turn out to be worth much more than the other 8 put together. You guessed it, those 2 items, those are your frogs. This means you absolutely must refuse the temptation to clear up the trivial many first. Look, I get it. It's totally human nature to want to knock out those quick, easy emails or the simple paperwork just to feel productive. But low-value tasks multiply endlessly. They're like rabbits. If you choose to start your day working on the easy stuff, you're actually developing a habit of avoidance, and you will literally never catch up. You have to focus exclusively on the vital few. And that brings us to our final section, Step 5. Consider the consequences. This is all about long-term thinking. We're tying your daily, hour-by-hour task selection directly to your massive long-term life outcomes. It's called the law of forced efficiency. There's never enough time to do everything, but there's always enough time to do the most important thing. People who take a long-term view of their lives and careers make vastly better short-term decisions. You can't eat every tadpole and frog in the pond, right? But you can eat the biggest, ugliest one. Highly successful people are the ones willing to delay immediate gratification in the short term for far greater rewards later. Unsuccessful people, they just focus on short-term pleasure and tension-relieving tasks. You need to be hyper-focused on goal-achieving tasks. To really maximize your productivity, you need to challenge yourself with 3 specific questions every single day. The first one, what are my highest value activities? Just like focusing a camera lens, you need crystal clarity on this before you even touch your keyboard. What are the absolute biggest frogs that make the greatest contribution to your organization or your life? Then, ask yourself this second question, which comes from management guru Peter Drucker. What can I, and only I, do that if done well will make a real difference? This forces you to identify the specific tasks that absolutely require your unique attention. Think about it. If you don't do it, it just won't be done by someone else. But if you do it, and you do it excellently, it's going to move the needle in a very real way. And finally, question 3. What is the most valuable use of my time right now? I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought. Asking and answering that core question correctly every single hour is your ultimate weapon to beat procrastination. Your time is going to pass anyway, right? The only question is where you're going to end up. So look at your desk, look at your to-do list, and ask yourself, what is your absolute biggest, ugliest frog at this very moment, and are you ready to eat it?